Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 10th of December. So big day today with the Fed data coming out later. I'm not sure if I confused it in my brain yesterday when I recorded this, whether it was coming out yesterday, but it's definitely coming out today. Actually, I don't think I did confuse it when I did it yesterday because I was looking at the chart at the time, but certainly coming out today, and well, the effect of it coming out today could still impact on yesterday anyway, because people are not wanting to trade so much when you've got such big data coming out. We have got the economic projections as well. Sorry, I was talking in the room. I thought, have we got the dot plot? But we've got the dot plot coming with it. Now this is the economic projections, and this makes it a more important type of report, because it gives the projections of the individual bankers and where they think the economy, how it's going to shape going forwards, and on that projection we get a bit of a better idea of their thoughts in terms of rate cuts, etc. So we'll get a better picture basically. Now that's obviously 7 p.m. this evening, so got a bit of time before that happens. This morning we've already seen the Chinese data out, so that's out. We've got Lagarde speaking at 10:55. We have got some other speakers at the moment, ECB speakers. They've been chopping away at the moment, suggesting rates are left where they are now. What else we got here? Employment cost, Bank of Canada, of course, rate as well. So if you're trading in the Canadian dollar, just be wary of that there at 245 into 330. Do get some individual spikes on that market accordingly. Right, let's get on and look at the markets. We'll start off looking at the euro. So euro ended up yesterday to the downside. It's continued with the lower highs, lower lows. It's popped up this morning. We're seeing a bit of a move up. It did pop up, well, it went both ways yesterday. It went quite early. If I take this down to 15 minutes, and this is why I say don't go in too early. It was on the 8 o'clock bar. It triggered the sort of what for some people may have been a short position on the 8:15, and then on the 8 o'clock bar, beg your pardon, and then at the 8:15 complete reversal, and off it went the wrong way against a trend here. So there's two things. One, don't trade too early, so just let the market settle here. This could be still, it was sort of positive it looks in the short-term time frame here. Give it a short while and it could be reversing back down again, but it just needs time to settle. That's one thing. The other thing is get a picture in terms of which way you want to trade, in terms of where you can see the trends. It's a flaggy pattern there. It still sits there on the dailies. You could argue that flaggy pattern is still sitting there on the 4-hourly as well, which, well, it is, but it has put lower highs, lower lows in here, in making this pattern. So you've got to be a bit careful. It could just, the longer this rides out, and the more I would rather just be on the short side. So the plan would be just looking at the short side on that perspective. If things change in this particular case, because we've got these sort of flaggy sort of moves, well, perhaps look at it then. But with the Fed meeting later, he thinks it could end up as a bit of a choppy day. The pound, what we're seeing here is again a bit of a flaggy on the daily. There's a bit of a flag pattern going on. Again though, personally, I'd wait until it breaks that 4-hourly 50 would be probably an interesting place to be on this. We'll see what develops there, but again, you're really only looking at short-term movements here because of the Fed meeting later. With these markets, I'd prefer to be out of them by then. The Japanese yen continued yesterday shifting up there. Again, flag pattern that's sort of triggered here. Now this is the US dollar yen, so where everything else was going the other way, this has already started pushing up. Yen weakness still prevail. And well, looks like could see yet another move up there. We have got this flat sort of resistance level here, the supply area most likely. Need to come back out and see what else is there. There's not a great deal. The bigger time frames, there's not anything obvious to me there. There might be some lower moving averages, etc., sitting there, but bit iffy at the moment there. Perhaps if it starts building again, the R1's potentially an opportunity. Aussie dollar, if I can get this change to Aussie dollar, continues yesterday, continued pushing up, not massively, but it's continuing in this in this direction. Struggling a little bit around these highs here. It pitched out yesterday. It just pitched out there, pulled back. It's recovered a bit this morning. It's quite ugly as it looks at the moment. There still is the scope for this to move more significantly, but again with the Fed meeting, probably not for now. US dollar CAD. This is flatlining here on the lower time frames. Bigger time frames, it had been strengthening. Of course, we've got news out later, probably best avoided with the news coming out, central bank decisions, etc. Regardless of what they say, it's is what they say will be important there. Okay, New Zealand dollar remains strong as well. I was looking at US dollar Swissy there yesterday, and just looking at the bigger picture there, we went into a right mess. I was looking at it in the morning there for a bounce. Was that it? No, it was later on. There we go. Yeah, I was waiting to see if we got a bounce off of it. Well, it literally flickered again into that first part of the 8 o'clock, first 15 minutes, risky old thing. It would have probably come out and stopped us if we'd got in there too early. Did go up and double top here, didn't go up to its R1, but looking quite ugly at where it sits at the moment. Dollar just gaining. Dollar gaining, dollar losing here as well actually. The dollar's just gone soft everywhere at this stage. Right, that's pretty much it there. One pair I'm looking at is the pound Aussie, but this is not necessarily going the way I would like it to go at the moment, but I am looking at this. I got into a short on this yesterday, but looking at this on a much bigger picture, my stop's right the way up here out the way. But I'm looking at this to see if we can get a breakdown further, but it is a position trade, so all of this is noise at the moment. I did pitch off nicely off its pivot there last night, but again, we'll see how things shape up on this. But the pound could be one of the major beneficiaries of Fed meetings later. The euro tends to get the benefit of its weaker dollar news, more so than anything else, but the pound also catches on its coattails a little bit, but the Aussie might benefit a little. Anyway, right, that's the majors. Let's a quick look at gold. It's pretty flat this morning compared to its close, and it's continuing in this choppy area. I really don't like it when it's doing this, so I'll move away from that. I've just clicked on natural gas. This has really been coming off this week. Right, let's get into oil. So oil still also has concerns of gluts and things like this, but it's pushed off, continued to push off yesterday. Didn't quite get up to its pivot there, but yeah, still looking soft there on oil. Equity markets, I think these are going to be a trouble this morning, because who wants to jump into new trades when you've got the Fed meeting out later? So this is just sort of sitting there. You see how it's been for the last week or so. Very little movement compared to the sort of size bars we've been seeing previously. it's all hanging on what the Fed says and the dot plot, etc. So not a great deal there. Closer to home, the FTSE looking softer. Let's just go to daily first. You see it's just rolling over. It's just breaking that daily 50 again. Just looking at a little bit more softer. Lower highs coming in through here. It broken down a bit yesterday, and it's really just got a bit of a pop going on there, but certainly looking at a bit on the softer side again at the moment. Should just trade carefully and don't dash into things here. DAX continuing to push up here basically, so okay, DAX looking on the healthier side of things. It's normally my go-to short, but at the moment it's still looking quite positive here. So I'm sitting on my hands this morning. This could be following the suit of other markets playing a bit of catch up, but all the same, it could go flat. I mean, yesterday, look, it went up into 8 o'clock and then basically spent most of the day not doing a great deal. So just be careful. Right, I'll leave you there. Have a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.